Hey, everybody.
Here.
Welcome to the Brain Candy Podcast. I am Susie Meister, and this is episode 540.
540. Hear that, friends? I was going to say it in my radio voice, but I got too excited.
You're only capable, similarly to me, of being yourself, which I love.
For sure, 100%. But like
Yes.
I've been saying for the past few weeks now, I feel like it's the only way to be. And
I know.
Man, is it fun.
Well, and I bet you for you it's especially rewarding because, like you said before, there was a period of time where you were kind of wanting to be what other people wanted you to be.
Yeah, well.
Even on the challenge, you've said that.
For
You've
sure.
experienced that. Mm-hmm.
It felt like, you know, when I think I was really myself when I was a kid. And
Me too.
I danced to a beat of my own drum. And then
You didn't
it
give
was
AF.
kids and my peers who were like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then once I shook all that bullshit off and realized, and it took years, you know, and then I got into relationships that only further perpetuated that and were more of a reflection of how I thought I was than what I really was like. And or I was drawn to people who, wanted me to be who I thought, I should be, but not who I really am. And then instead of I think I just have really spent a lot of time on falling in love with me and being
I love it.
I'm the fucking shit.
I think it is so good.
And everybody else is the shit too.
Well, not everybody.
Okay, not everybody, but everybody listening right now.
Yes,
I
they're all
can
the
definitely
shit.
say that. You guys are the shit.
But I know what you mean. I joke about how the worst advice is to be yourself. But the truth is that if you are, it does become contagious. And you are so darn likable. I was joking after you left. When you visited me, I was joking with Adam about how, it is a good thing I'm never mad at her because if I ever was, no one would take my side.
Oh, stop.
Literally no one. My friends, my family, everyone loves Sarah.
Susie, I love
It's
you
so
so much. You're going to make me
annoying.
tear up with that sweet stuff.
I love you too, but I mean,
Golly.
everyone loves you. I'm in great company because everybody loves you.
That is so sweet. And oh my God, that makes me want to cry because you've been somebody who's always encouraged me to be myself and loved me for that part of me and seen that part of me. And your family does, your husband does, your kid does. I was not planning on getting emotional in the beginning of this episode.
I feel victorious.
But it just is it's a hard thing to do to pretend for a long time that you're somebody you're not, or to try to be something else. You know, I know people listening know that feeling, and maybe you're in a relationship right now where somebody wants you to be something else. That will never work.
Yeah.
You will not ever find happiness and peace pretending.
Don't you think that the people that tend to want you to be something other than what you are the people who are lying themselves?
Oh, 100%. Susie, take me to church. You are so right about that.
It's like a projection thing more than about you.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that is a big...
But it's really hard to see that.
Well, because people like that are so good at, and you know what? I would say the same thing for when I was little, you know? It was like kids being scared of being judged, so they're like, oh no, be like this. So, because
yeah, because they don't want to be weird or an outcast.
Yeah. And they don't know how to handle that. And then I got to the point where I'm like, I don't need anybody to handle me. I'm just going to be me. I remember an ex of mine telling me we were outside on a hike. And he was like, shh. I'm like, you do not just shush me in nature.
In nature.
You cannot shush me outdoors. There's a reason why they call it indoors and outdoor voices.
That is so true.
I am using my outdoor voice. I'm going to express myself, period. There.
Sarah is like Monica, though, where when she gets excited, the volume control goes out the window.
Oh my God. I tried to lean away from my mic just then to like make it so.
No. It was okay.
You know, but I'm trying to get better at that because sometimes I listen to the show and I'm like, whoa, lady.
Really?
Because something happens to the microphone where I'm like, I have no regulation in my.
But
I just get excited. I can't help myself.
Yes.
You know, so whatevs. And now I'm like super excited about everything. So
I guarantee you that people can see that in you and can see that you are feeling yourself in a very beautiful way, and it is magnetic.
Thank you, Susie.
Well, yes, you're welcome.
You know, I got to say, it really is pulling all the right people into my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going, you know, you guys heard about a really bad date I went on. Remember that one?
Yes.
Good,
I'm not over
news.
it. I don't know if you are.
What? You're what?
I'm not over it. I don't know if you are.
Well, I'm over it now because, you know, somebody else has moved in to, you know, the
noggin.
Yes. Somebody else has taken up real estate in my mind.
This is so exciting.
I know. And I got permission to talk
anything,
about it on here.
secret?
So I'm like even more excited.
You did?
Yes. He was like, oh yeah, let the people know.
Oh my God.
Right. So Susie already knows this, but listeners, and also I think this episode might come out when.
Oh my gosh. Yes. August 9th.
I will be.
Yes.
Going on a backpacking trip with somebody who has been on the show. Friend of the podcast.
Oh, my God.
Barry from season 6 of Alone, who we interviewed way back in March.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it, guys? Oh, my gosh.
I am very optimistic about this.
I am very optimistic as well. This is very different for Sarah.
Do we get to hear about, like, the genesis of this?
Yeah, sure.
Love match?
Yeah. Okay. Like, it's so crazy that we haven't even met in real life. But
that is so fun.
It's so crazy when you just like talk to somebody and it feels different, where it's like, well, first of all, anybody that you can really be yourself with, that's like the whole point, you know?
That's the whole point.
And I feel like it was so, like, I listened to the interview that you did with him, and it was really the interview that you did with him that took it to the next level for me. That I was
Are
like,
you serious?
Yep. I had not listened to it. You did that because, like, we interview a bunch of people, and like,
you're like, I'm busy.
You know, I feel like there's some of them I really do. Some of them I'm like, oh my God, I definitely want to listen to it. But that was one that, like, maybe I heard at the beginning of it, but I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Well, I remember because you hadn't watched the season when I had interviewed him, so you're probably waiting.
That was it. I hadn't watched the season. So you were like all about it. You were like, he is the best. He's like my favorite. We have to interview him. He's super into like mental health awareness and all this stuff. And your interview with him was so good. And I was like, okay, this guy's like saying all the things that I like to hear. And
he talks about therapy and mental health for men, especially.
Dropped the term Dunning-Kruger effect in your interview. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, if that doesn't turn me on, I don't know what does. Who knows about that? Not many.
Yes. You're like a sapiosexual, but also outdoors sexual.
Whatever that is. So I reached out to him probably like a month or so ago. And, you know, we've been chatting like here and there on, you know, basically like, oh, thanks for coming on the show. And, you know, look at this.
Oh, wait, no.
What?
Let's go through the period of time where you and I were trying to determine whether he was in fact single.
That was a difficult period.
Yeah, because we were like, because people, you don't want to assume.
Right. I never want to assume. And I don't want to ever, A, step on anybody's toes, or B, timing is really important, you know? So I don't want it to be anything where, you know, it's too soon or it's like right afterwards or there's still like open wounds and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and like,
you don't want to be a rebound.
No, I don't want that. Right.
No.
I am not rebound material for no way.
Wait, hold that thought. Yeah. I want to just take a brief break from this amazing story that we're so psyched about and say that, maybe you are in a tough spot in your life and maybe you need some encouragement and, motivation, accountability. And that's why we recommend Noom, because you can get healthy. You can get information that will help you understand what your body needs. Maybe you want to lose a few pounds. Maybe you want to get stronger. Maybe you want more energy, or maybe you just want to be more productive. Noom can help you. They'll help you reach your goals. And I know that a lot of our brainiacs use it, which makes me happy. I've used it. It's really great because it scratches my itch for like the cognitive behavioral information so that I know why I'm changing my habits. And I think that you guys would love it too. Start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at noom.com/braincandy. That's NOOM.com/braincandy. You guys are going to love it. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Sarah.
Yes. So, we were doing that and I kept sending messages to Susie. I'm like, he's wearing a ring. Which hand is that on?
Right.
And she's like, nope, we're fine. I checked. Like when you said that, what kind of checking did you do?
Well, I did what you could do with a selfie and figured out which hand it was. Because sometimes it's reversed, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I just need to make sure, And so then, once, and also I want to make sure, like, I'm in a good place to,
yeah.
You
got to feel it out.
I got to feel it out. I got to feel it out,
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out to him probably a month or so ago. And I said, what's a gal got to do to book a hike with you? To, get you to be a guy, guide me on a hike.
Well, because he does that. Yeah.
Yes.
He does that
he's
professionally.
A survival expert, and he's a wilderness guide. And he was when I asked him that, he was just about to leave to Alaska to go on, a 5-day, kayaking and, fishing expedition that he was, hired to guide people on. And he's, does all this, hello, is that, right up my alley or what? I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It's stupid. Come on.
It is stupid.
Right. If any, it's so funny because, okay, so let me get to this point. So I reached out to him. I say that, and he's like, you name the time, whenevs, Mm-hmm. And, actually, he was more specific than that. He was like, how does April or August look for you?
Did he do that? That's great.
Yeah. He was like, here's the date. And I'm like, yep, let's do it.
I love a man of action.
He is a man of action for sure. So then we just started being all flirty in our messages, but in the sweetest and cutest way. And for everything I shared with, the way that other first date went with things turning R-rated too fast and making me feel uncomfortable. And then it being part of that whole what do you call it? Online dating or app dating kind of that.
Yeah.
Whatever
a little
that.
More in the hookup category rather than relationship. Yeah.
This was the exact opposite of that. This was respectful and I want to get to know you and how are you feeling today? And I think the thing that really pushed it over the edge for me was when we were talking about mental health and, something he had posted. And, I mentioned that I was a therapist and he said, how long have you been a healer? And I just about lost my mind. I was like,
no, he did not.
Yes, he did. Yes. How long have you been a healer? And I was like, oh, I'm done. Oh my God.
Tip of the hat to Barry.
I don't think I've ever been more turned on in my whole life.
How long have you been a healer? I love it.
Can you even believe, who talks like that?
No man, I know.
And to me, if there's anything that would do it for me, that's it.
Yeah, it's sensitive.
I could not think
beautiful.
of a better, pickup line than that. And so instantly I was like, oh, this is something, different and special. And so we just started talking, and it has been, nonstop. And he gives me some real butterflies, Suze.
That is so exciting and fun.
In, a way that's, it feels like and I think you'll understand, and maybe listeners will understand too, I don't have to compete with him.
Yeah.
And I can be that divine feminine energy and feel like safe being like that. I've been really doing a lot of reading about that whole concept of this like divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy. Have you heard about this?
No, not divine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is like I don't even know what you would call it. It's kind of like this, maybe it's kind of new agey, but also, you know, what we've talked about here on here before that I like, even though we are feminists through and through, I like, you know, some gender roles. Like I think that there's like there's strength that a male energy brings and there's strength that a female energy brings. And you don't have to be a male to have that or a female to have that. It's just what kind of energy do you have? And this could even work in same-sex couples. There's just masculine qualities and feminine qualities. And the masculine ones are logic, reason, action, survival, loyalty, adventure, rational, like strength. And the female qualities are intuition, nurturing, healing, like a gentleness, expression, wise, patient, emotional, flexible. And we live in this like world that unfortunately has kind of taken the value off of those feminine energies, you know? I feel like those, just because we live in this this patriarchal society that we live in doesn't value those things. But when we can really like tap into that, I feel like for a long time I was very tapped into those masculine qualities, and because I had to just be everything. And so one thing that I've personally really focused on is trying to tap more, and I feel like cut off from that. I felt very cut off from my female sexuality and like that sensuality and feeling like seen like that. And I felt like in the relationships I was in, I didn't get to be intuitive and healing and patient and flexible and gentle. I didn't get to be that. I had to like have my defenses up in a way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can explore both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea. Like these energies aren't like one person has it and the other person has it. It's more like a balance of them within you. Mm-hmm. So when you can balance
wish we could name them something else, though. And
right.
Like, because to me, as you said, each person harbors things from both ends or in the middle and whatever. So I hate that it's associated with gender.
Yeah.
Because it needn't be. But for lack of better terms, we'll just use those.
Yes. Yeah, for lack of better terms, really. And it's like and we need to like have this balanced, you know, inside of ourselves. And I feel like I'm embracing like the things that are more of those feminine qualities that I think I wasn't able to embrace for a long time because those were the things that felt judged, or those were the things that when I did embrace them, I felt weren't safe, you know? Like my exes definitely made fun of me for the witchy stuff.
Who did?
Exes, just in general. They definitely rolled their eyes at that.
Oh, because it's like too feminine?
Too woo-woo-y and too like you know, oh my God, there she is. They're like I don't know. It just felt like, or maybe they never thought that, and I just felt that way around them, that I couldn't really tap into that, like.
Right, because they didn't take it seriously, and so it seemed
stupid.
It
seemed like, well, okay, then forget it, you know. So what I see in him is a real like this real balance of both of those masculine and feminine qualities, you know. Somebody who can say, how long have you been a healer, has like a balanced feminine, you know, inside them.
I agree. Yeah.
And I think that I recognize, like, that to me is more important than anything else. Like the everything else just works itself out, you know, like. Balanced. This was in our book, What Happened to You, too. Like, it's all about balancing the systems. And so I was super, like, there's something that is really exciting and fun and new and different about this, and I'm like super excited, and we are going to be going on a 5-day, or actually 6-day, 5 nights backpacking trip out in the bush, like in the wilderness, building our own shelter / he's going to build it and I'm going to help, and hunting food and making fires, and like we're reading the book club. Our book club book this month was or last month was Braiding Sweetgrass, and I'm talking to him about it and reading him, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll teach you courting and how to do all that. I'm like, oh
my God. Wait,
oh
so
my
you're
God!
not even going to have a tent or anything?
No, we don't need that.
Whoa. Well, that's good, because that blow-up mattress you were bringing, it just wasn't working out.
So funny, right? Like it's just, it's the best. And like everything could just fit in a backpack, and that's all you need. Just like, let's just go back to basics of like connecting to the earth and being a human. And I can like say all my woo-woo hippity-dippity shit, and he's going to be like, yeah, totally, 100%. And like, that's like so fun. And somebody who's like able to survive and able to like do what he does, I just find that like so sexy and so attractive, and I like,
it's a good match. I
have a big old crush on him, so I'm really excited to go on our trip. And the crazy thing is, he lives in the same city as my brother.
That is so great. That's very good.
It's like, okay, well, that couldn't be more perfect.
Well, another thing that can't be more perfect are Rothy's shoes.
Oh, my gosh. Right? Hey, you could wear those into the bush and just wash them right afterwards.
Rothy's are so great because they are made of recycled plastic. So they are good for the earth. Plus, you can wash them, and that way they last so much longer. You get so much more for your money. And I just am really trying to encourage you guys to do this stuff that's better for our planet. And they have a newly launched line of men's shoes. Maybe you could get Barry some. And they are intentionally designed with an artisanal level of detail and created with nearly zero waste, durable, washable, and better for the planet. Plus, they have rigorous testing and make sure they fit perfectly wash after wash, which we love. Yes. Step up your summer wardrobe with washable, sustainable, stylish shoes and bags from Rothy's. Head to rothys.com/braincandy to find your new warm weather favorites today. That's rothys.com/braincandy.
Oh, those bags are so nice. I really want the waist pouch.
Oh,
the
I've only
fanny
seen
pack
the
looking one.
crossbody.
Oh my God, it's so cute. It's like a different kind of shape too. And I think about the way that my shoes have held up. I've washed those shoes so many times, and
I know.
I've so much. They are so durable. And
I promise. And they're cute.
And I've gone through so many stupid bags recently that like I'm just like, oh, I won't spend a lot of money. I'll just like get a whatever one. I should have just got the bag that I wanted instead of like 4 bags that I've like now the strap is broken
That's
on.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Stop
dumb.
it.
That's a waste. I'm not into that wasteful lifestyle.
Love it.
That's
good.
I want things that are sustainable for my new homesteading lifestyle that I'm going to be fully embracing.
I think it's so great. I really do. Because
don't you think that like that shit, like that's exactly the kind of like future I want? Like I just want to like live like on like land and like in a cabin and have a farm and like be all homesteady. Like I don't even need running water. Like, whoa! I really think that.
Let's
maybe
not
I would
be crazy.
I'll have some running water, but you know what I mean. I like don't need like to be like connected to like the grid. I feel like is that crazy?
I love the grid a lot.
Susie loves it.
I get your point.
Yeah,
and I told Sarah what is encouraging to me about her budding whatever this is with Barry is that. To me, he seems like such a genuinely decent, kind person.
Yeah.
That even if, let's say, there will be, but let's just say there's no chemistry or something, he will be our buddy still.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's a great foundation to build upon.
Yes, it is win-win. Like, it's just fun to be able to, like, have the fun conversations. And, isn't it nice when you, like, go to bed, say goodnight to somebody and then wake up and, like, there's a message from them saying good morning. Like
it's so nice.
It's like the best. And
he's very handsome.
I know, not bad on the eyes. Yes.
Oh, dreamboat.
So,
Total dreamboat.
Yeah, and I think he thinks the same about me. So, well, I don't think
Everybody does.
So, I know he does. So, and I feel like, when like somebody sees you for you, you just feel sexier.
Oh.
So that's like fun and exciting, and I'm super excited about this backpacking trip. It's so funny because like I tell people, like, oh, I'm going to go backpacking, and we're going to be like out in like the wilderness and like, no shelter and all that, and they're like, what? That sounds awful. Like
Yeah.
people are like, that's terrible. In my mind, there is nothing better. And the thing that my nothing better is somebody's, oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah. Because
that's crazy.
As soon as you told me you were doing this, I was like, yeah, I'm going to book a vacation at a resort.
Yeah.
And I did.
Like,
I'll
that
be gone
makes
at the
me want
same
room
time.
service.
I can't wait till people watch your story and my story on Instagram that week.
Oh my God, that's going to be hilarious.
I'm going to have people feeding me grapes if I can make it happen.
Yes, Sarah in the bush and Susie getting like fed grapes at like an all-inclusive.
Are you going to be able to charge your phone? How's that going to work?
Ooh, well, I think yes. I think there's some because I'm always impressed with the service and connection, and like he always has videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
Good point.
I think we'll make it work. And they're definitely going to be cool TikToks. Because he's on there and I'm on there and he's funny on there and I like to think I'm funny on there. There's definitely going to be some fun.
Okay, that's a relief. That's
TikToks
all I ask, Sarah.
in our future. Yeah, content. He did say that when we were talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, and we'll get like tons of content for like the podcast.
Oh my
and
God,
stuff.
that's what you've always wanted from someone.
I know. So I'm super optimistic and
Me too.
really excited and all giddy. And so if you guys are seeing like an extra spring in my step in all my videos lately and, wondering what that's about, this would be why.
Yeah,
So.
that's what validation and authenticity look like.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm like blushing right now.
It's true though, because
It's so
you have
true.
someone saying, I like you as you are.
Yeah.
And that shines outside of your body. It just does.
Yeah, and you don't have to be anything different than what you are for people. And if somebody wants you to be anything different, that is not the person for you.
Yeah, don't drink it.
If it ain't your cup of tea, don't drink it. So that's my little long story for why I'm so happy these past few, or just, it feels also like somebody cares about me being joyful. But, not for them, just for me, And that's a new feeling.
Amazing.
Because it felt like people wanted me to be joyful, but not really for me. More like so that they don't have to be around somebody who's not joyful.
I'm here for your entertainment.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, all right. So, now you guys know. I sent him a message, and I'm like, is it okay if I talk about you on the podcast? He was like, oh, yeah, let the people know. Like,
He's not a shy person, that's
good.
for sure.
This is great for us. So, very excited. And, I'm like, I tell you everything. How can I not? How can I, I've already been holding this in for 2 weeks. It's killing me, people. I've been dying to talk to you guys about this. There are some other things that I'm dying to talk to you about, too, though, that are actually not news, but interesting stories. I'm going to make you think differently about every goldfish you ever had.
Oh, no.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my PSA. Don't dump goldfish into lakes. You laugh?
Who is doing that?
Everyone. Or this is a huge, huge problem. In a way, yes, Suze, this has become, it's enough of a problem that multiple news outlets did a article recently, talked about this. I saw this on CBS News, I think. And goldfish are an invasive species. They are the wildlife, or University of Minnesota was the ones who were doing the research that I was reading about, and they called it a, quote, major concern. So I want to show you this. I think the best thing to do is also to send you the picture of the of what it looks like. So you know how they say like a goldfish can grow to fit the size of its tank? You know, do you hear this? Have you heard this?
Yes, yes.
If the tank is a lake, those things grow to be massive, like you've never seen. I'm going to send you the picture and you're going to like go, what? This is the same goldfish that is at the freaking fair, Suze.
No.
Do you see it?
Let me see.
Look at your phone.
I'm looking.
Oh my God. It kind of...
Oh, no.
It's huge!
That ain't right. It is pretty, though.
Isn't it? So this picture caught my eye, and I was like, what the heck kind of fake picture is that?
Terrible.
And then I started reading about this, and I was, like, shocked because this is way more of a problem than we even think it is. So in just one day... well, first of all, let me say that why it's a problem is because, like I mentioned, they're an invasive species. They're also bottom feeders, so they like dig up the bottom sediments and they uproot plants, and in doing so there can be like it causes those massive algae blooms that can ruin the ecosystem in a lake or in a pond. So this isn't just like a few lakes. This is happening all over the United States. And in fact, in one lake, I think this one was in Michigan, in one day, Susie, they pulled out between 30,000 and 50,000 goldfish.
Come on. Sarah, I'm not understanding. I know you say like everyone does this, but why are people putting them in lakes?
So there's this, I think what might happen, have you ever had won a goldfish at a fair?
Yeah.
Okay, like everybody
but they always
has, right?
die.
Okay, another thing I was like, what the heck? Apparently, they are way more. They do much better in lakes, as one would imagine, but they're very resilient, and they're really
hardy.
can. They're like hardy. They don't die. They can live up to 25 years. They can weigh over 4 pounds, and they can be well over a foot long. And they can survive in some really, really harsh conditions. In fact, the entire lake can freeze over, and they can go for months without oxygen.
Oh, my God.
I think my problem was that I was making the water too hot. I'm like, shit, man.
Hold on. I mean, I'm loving these fun facts. And I am obsessed with Wondrium. It is my new favorite streaming service. It used to be called The Great Courses Plus. Now it's called Wondrium. And you guys know we love documentaries, and I just watched Breaking Their Silence. You guys have to check this out. Even if just watch the trailer, you will cry just watching the trailer. It is so eye-opening, and it's about these women in Africa that are risking their lives to protect Africa and Asia's animals against poaching. You can learn so much from it, stuff I didn't even know. I didn't know how bad it was. I didn't know how much money is gained by the poachers and what's at stake. And these women are working in a world where, men are in charge. And so these people are so brave because they're fighting against this problem, but they're doing so in an environment that is not favorable to their gender. But it was so inspiring. And the filmmaking was gorgeous. Just looking at the animals up close was incredible. But I mean, okay, Wondrium though has gazillions of documentaries and videos for you to watch that you can learn about whatever interests you. They have a whole section on religion and philosophy, so I'm going to be getting through all those. And if you're somebody who loves learning, this is the streaming service for you. You can explore all of your wonders with Wondrium. Trust me, your brain will love it. Sign up today to get our special limited time offer, a free month trial of unlimited access so you can watch this. And I saw that just to watch this film somewhere else would be like $10 just for the rental. So go and watch this film, do the trial, get access to all the videos. You'll find tons of things that you can watch. Go now to Wondrium.com/braincandy. That's WONDRIUM.com/braincandy for your free month trial Wondrium.com/braincandy.
I love learning. The best.
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe one thing we can learn is to not dump goldfish into lakes. So, for real, though, like, there were multiple states. So, the state of, oh my God, there were like 7 that were listed. Virginia, Washington, Australia, Canada, well, more than just states, the U.S. and all over the world. And they really do say in this article that I was reading, actually the article was in the Washington Post, and in the article it said that the most probable source are former pets and their progeny.
What do you mean? Oh, right.
So somebody says, like somebody who's like a bleeding heart like me, who's like, I don't want to kill it. I don't want to flush it down the toilet. I can't just like throw it away or like put it down the garbage disposal. Let me just free it into the lake. That's like done with the best of intentions, right?
Best intentions.
Best intentions. I can imagine those people. I would be that person. And it has become a huge problem and an invasive species, gotten worse over the years. Like there was some lake that contracted as like $150,000 contract to get rid of just the goldfish.
What do you think they taste like?
I was going to... Susie, I love when our brains are in the same place. They did not mention one thing about that in the whole article, and I feel like, why aren't we eating these guys?
Yeah, for real, because that one you sent me looks delicious.
Delicious! Like, now I feel like it doesn't look delicious because I haven't been eating meat for a while, and I'm like, I don't want to eat you. Something's happened to me. I don't know.
But
it's
like
weird.
Sushi, you know?
Yeah,
Come on.
I am into that. That's funny. That was the name of my goldfish once.
Sushi?
Yeah, I had Sushi, and then I had Vincent Van Goldfish. He died.
You are ridiculous.
He died a tragic death down the dark.
All your
disposal.
pets do.
All of them. Bo, you okay?
She's an aberration, okay?
Yeah, she's going to live forever. Pet. She's living forever. That's it. The end. She can never leave me. Remember how you said a while back, you were like, what are you going to do if like, you know, if and when, because when, it's time for, I'm like, if. What are you going to do when it's time for Bo? And I was like, I'm going to be fine probably. Nope.
Yes, you did say that.
Nope. Those were lies. I have not stopped thinking about that. Every time I look at Bo, I think because, like I said, she's hit that place where now she's like older. You know, like she's like hit
it's gonna happen.
Old wall, you know, the old lady. So I keep thinking about that, and it just makes my heart like, oh.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, but I maybe could eat that goldfish, which was once a pet.
Well, I really would like to know why we wouldn't if it's just like any other fish.
Right. And like, what did they do with 30 to 50,000 goldfish in one day? That's just impressive fishing.
They must really procreate a lot, though.
That's it. They procreate really, really, really fast. And
they said that?
Yes. How come that has never happened in any of my fish tanks, and I have had multiple goldfish in there? Do you think I have all men or all women? I've never seen that. Like, these things don't have... This is maybe another argument why things shouldn't be kept in captivity. Mm-hmm. Like, we shouldn't put a fish in a little tiny bowl. I have some guilt about doing that.
Do you?
Yeah. Just 2 fish, red fish and blue fish, that I won from the fair. As an adult, I had these with my ex... Like, I won them at a fair as an adult and kept them.
And what happened to them?
R.I.P.
Oh, my God.
Redfish went first, and bluefish was last.
Remember how I had Cliff and Norm?
Oh, that's right. Oh, what happened to them?
They died because we had to keep moving when we were in LA for various reasons. Yeah. And the tank's bottom fell out.
Oh, oh my, that must have been dramatic.
It really was.
With water
I wish
in it.
I had a video.
Oh, no.
Adam was carrying it, and it was really very intense.
Oh, no, Adam was doing it? I don't want his heart to be the one involved in the death. He's too sensitive and kind for that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, how did he handle it?
Well, I mean, we were kind of just worried about Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean,
right, that's the part I'm saying. Like, did he, They did
a burial. Lincoln cried. It was the whole thing.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. This is ringing a bell.
Yeah, I'm sure we talked about it on here. Oh. It was during our show's run.
Yeah. You know what? I've never had a burial or funeral for a pet.
Why?
That seems
rituals.
like a very strange thing that for me to not have done. I love who loves rituals more than me? Come on. I love it. I'm like preaching that all the time. Okay, how can we throw a little more ritual into your day? Let's make this special. And
So why don't you?
Well, I think because well, I was going to say, it wouldn't be like, when I was younger, it would probably be my mom doing it. I'm going to have to ask her if she did that, because I have no memory of that. We'd probably be holding service too frequently to...
Yeah,
no,
there's only so many hours in a day.
Like we had the hamsters that died. They ate each other, so no bodies. And then we had the...
Sarah,
actually, you know what? That's it, is the pets die, and then I don't have their bodies. That's fucked up, Suze.
That really is.
That I'm just like realizing this, and now I'm like, oh my God, I think I might have to like go off the air and like cry for a bit. I've never had to deal with the corpse. Except when that cat was brought over in a box, and then I think my mom was like shielded me from that. Was like, don't look.
Because it was fucking folded in half.
Yeah, that was like too much for me, and they in a fucking shoebox. But I can remember it like it was yesterday. But yeah, like I was like traumatized. And most of our cats we lost to coyotes. So, again, nobody's there. The cockatoos went to the raccoon got them. So, you know what? Circle of life, man, over here.
Okay, yeah, you do have to go to that place eventually.
Yeah,
and there's too much death and destruction.
Yeah, and like. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm thinking about on this trip, too, because, like, there's definitely going to be some hunting and fishing, and, like, I can do it if it feels like for the purpose of me eating. Like, I remember I went fishing in Costa Rica, and, we're, like, hand reel fishing, which is one of my favorite things to do. It's so much fun. You feel so connected to, like, the water and to everything. And you, like, put the bait on your line, and it's this, well, it's like a reel, and you hold it in your hand, and it's plastic, and you like swing it over your head. Maybe you've seen these guys at the beach, and then you like let go, and it goes like, like way out far if you do it right. And then you just feel the line, and when you feel like you got a bite, you do it with your hand real fast, but you can't get too big of a fish because the line itself will like cut your hand. It's like crazy. But I remember I caught a whole bunch of fish, with doing that with my brothers. And I had like a, little hunting knife on my leg that my brother gave me. And, for this exact scenario. And like, he had it like, oh yeah, this is what you do. This is how you like, here you go. You can like put it on your leg like this. And then when you need it, you just take it out. So when I did that and caught the fish and then like, killed it and like gutted it and all that, he was mortified. He was like, oh, you're like, I did it so casually. And so like, oh yeah, I got this. And he was like, you just killed something. And like, for some reason, when it was, I can't kill a mosquito or a spider if they're in my house. But like, if it's, I gotta eat, and it feels like very biological, like animal instinct kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that.
I get the feeling. However, I've never been hunting, so I don't know if it would be like, if it's furry, I wonder if I could kill it.
I think that's probably worse.
Oh, for sure. But like, yeah. I mean, you think I would cry?
Wait a minute. When you guys, yes, I do. And when you guys are on this trip, you're just eating off the land?
Well, I don't know. No, we're probably going to bring food. For sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Come on. We're not crazy.
Gonna be like, you are going to lose so much weight.
No. Oh my God, you're so funny. No, there's going to be food. But I mean, I think like fishing, that's like, why not?
Yeah, that'll be so nice.
That'll be cool. And also like, I want to learn how to like set a trap, and I want to learn that stuff. I want somebody to show me that stuff.
This is great.
It's just fun to do. Like, didn't you feel like that when you watched Alone? Like, oh my God, I want to get out there and do that?
No, but
what?
I did. I was amazed at it and respect it and think it's amazing and special.
Yeah.
But I don't have that. I really like being comfortable.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I like being comfortable too. I just find sometimes I'm more comfortable out in nature and being all like with dirt under my nails and.
Yeah, but what about, just like the sleep and the hunger and the thirst? That's what I'm afraid
nobody's
of.
Going to be starving over here. Like I'm not crazy, and I'm not putting some.
Well,
like,
but on
I'm
that
not,
show
I'm like,
they are.
Let's like throw some.
Yeah, but you said, did I want to do what they did? And that show, they were
that
very
part
hungry.
I'm not for. Like I'll say like the essence of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I want the wilderness experience and the living off the land without I'm not looking to starve over here. Hell no. No.
No.
And I would imagine neither is he after 69 days in the Arctic. So
I don't even like leaving my house, which is why I really love stamps.com.
Oh, yes.
Because I can ship anything I want. I just shipped you something, by the way.
Oh, so
a fun surprise. Just a little something.
I love it.
And I use stamps.com, as a matter of fact. And you can, too. You can just print out the postage right from your own printer at your house or your office. That way you can just put it in your mailbox and you don't have to go to the post office, and you save money because it'll tell you if it's cheaper to go with UPS. You can switch right there, or you can get discounts on postage as well. So it's a really good deal and it's convenient. Stop wasting time going to the post office and go to stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with our promo code BRAINCANDY, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale, no long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in BRAINCANDY. That's stamps.com, promo code BRAINCANDY, stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Yeah, who needs it? Oh, well, I'll tell you, I have had a lot of positive emotions lately, but I have been experiencing some negative emotions about the freaking Olympics.
Well, yeah, it's been quite a fucking, fraught situation with COVID and all the, weird uniforms and the racism.
I mean, I know it's always been like this. Is it like we're just, we have a spotlight on it now, and now we're, not taking any shit?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
I am all about not taking any shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I really love, and this is like a follow-up from our volleyball episode, when we talked about the shorts, I can't remember what team it is.
Norway?
That was the volleyball one, but there's a gymnastics team that decided to compete in leotards, like full leotards, so as to not sexualize.
Yes, I like that idea, but I thought they still looked very sexy.
Right, that's the thing, is like...
Okay.
Of course, but then I think it's a lot of times just the comfort level of, I feel like guys are watching to maybe their shorts are going to slip or something stupid.
Well, and it does seem like the buns are more of a focal point whenever they are in those, what are those normally called? Where they're like bathing suits, basically. But long sleeve bathing suits.
Yeah. Gosh, it's so sexualized, and I never really... I mean, you realize it, but it isn't until they switch them into regular ones, which looked so cute. I liked those. And
Me
they probably
too.
feel more comfortable. Like, I would not want to have that in the back of my mind.
Totally.
Like, I feel like there's another layer, like an extra layer of worry, of anxiety, of...
Yes, what's going to pop
take you out of the game. And I think that's a lot of what happened with Simone Biles and why she backed out, because, I fully support anybody making that decision for mental health. There was somebody else who was a gymnast who said, I want to say it was a figure skater, who said that they saw a look in her eye when she did that. It was the trick that she did, or the move she did. I don't even know what you call them in gymnastics. And he said that there was a look in her eye in the middle of the air where it looked like her mind went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he recognized it as somebody who's competed at that level, as somebody who knows the importance of keeping your eye on, the prize and the landing, sticking the landing, and just talk about triggering environment with everything that happened with Larry.
Yeah.
Fucker, whatever his name is.
Yeah, one of my pen pals.
Oh my God. I didn't know you talked to him.
Well, he won't write me personally because his trial hasn't happened yet, so he writes through another inmate.
Wow.
It's so weird.
Oh my gosh. You are brave.
Why?
I don't know. It just I don't. I
you have
feel
a different,
emotional.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that. Oh my God. It takes my breath. In the worst way. I can't breathe and when thinking about that.
Yeah. It's very triggering for people who have experienced that, I think, too.
So I just
let me ask you this, because I totally get what you're saying about Larry and the whole thing being triggering. And the gymnasts in general have been just totally exploited and treated like absolute garbage. So Simone can do whatever the heck she wants, and she's amazing. One thing that maybe I'm wrong or misinterpreting, But am I misremembering that a month or two ago, last time Simone competed, she wore a unitard with a goat on it? Like bedazzled goat.
I don't know.
I think that happened. And everyone was like, yeah, baby, you are the goat. You know, that whole thing. That feels incongruent with the posture she's taking now, where it's like, you know, it's not just about winning, and it's like, you know, kind of being more like mental health first. The GOAT rhetoric to me is just like, you know, Muhammad Ali. Like,
I feel like that was one of those if you can't beat him, join him things.
What, the outfit?
Like the GOAT, you know, or like, more like a, like I see it, you know how.
Like a wink.
I feel like Cara Maria, yes, like a wink. I feel like Cara Maria from The Challenge has that kind of, like takes that position in the Challenge house. She's won a whole bunch. She's like, yeah, I am the fucking GOAT. And like, if I, like, the men are walking around calling themselves, you know, greatest of all time all the time. Let me just do it. And, you know, I'm kind of...
And maybe some people would argue that being the greatest of all time means that you don't perform when you don't want to. But that isn't traditionally what it's meant. It usually means, like, you'll do anything for your team and you'll, like, white knuckle it even when you're, like, on death's door. Yeah. And so I was like, maybe she's repurposing that term and saying, like, this includes treating your mental health with care. I don't know. It just...
I'm with that. I'm going to go with that one, you know.
Did you at any point, like, sort of think, oh, boy?
No. No.
I did.
I was fully support, like, because I saw that clip of that fucking dickhead, like, conservative radio host or whatever who called her a sociopath. First of all,
ridiculous.
Give this man a dictionary. Because you don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And then I saw this clip of him, the same guy, talking about Andrew Luck, who, you know, people say is great and amazing. And, you know, the quarterback for whatever the heck team he was on. I don't remember. Colts? Something. I don't know. Or am I just thinking Colts because horseshoes and horseshoes are luck? I don't know. I have no idea about football. That could very well be the case. And if it's not, then that's like a weird coincidence. But he decided to back out, like, in the middle of the season to take time for his family and to take time away from, you know, the whole thing and take care of his mental health. And that guy was like, you got to do what you have to do. He's got a wife and blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't be saying that and then over here be saying this. And I just feel like we can't be in those athletes' shoes. And this year especially is just so... Oh, there's so much emotion, there's so much feeling, there's so much controversy and attention and extra things to be anxious and worried about. I feel like if you were to, you know, and I say this, I talk with my clients about this all the time. It's kind of like we have this tank inside of us for dealing with, you know, stuff.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and fill that tank up like 25% of the way full just for it being the year it is.
Yeah, right.
And
True.
Dealing with the stuff it is. So your tank is already full. And then you add the normal stuff. Say, you know, if this were 4 years ago or whenever, when maybe there wasn't these additional factors, there weren't these additional factors, her tank would only be at like 80%. But now with that extra thing, it's overflowing. And you can't really know that. The unfortunate thing about setting boundaries is that we can communicate them and we can have like our own personal, like, this is what's going to happen, but you can't follow through on consequences and follow through on the things that, like you say, when you set boundaries until the opportunity arises. And so I feel like this is her first, you know, she felt these feelings and this is the chance for her to say, you know what, I have to do this to protect my health and my future. And if it were a twisted ankle, we wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think it's the same, like not being able to spot landing because your mind is somewhere else. And then once you go there one time, like it can be almost like an earworm, like in your mind of, you know, your brain says, don't do that. And it doesn't understand don't. It's like if I say, don't think of pink elephants. Going to be having a real tough time with that. So I think, you know, you got to just like step back and who the fuck cares if we don't win a bunch of medals? They're medals. Like, I feel like they matter for the person, not the... do I just have no, like, sense of, like, I just don't give a fuck who wins the most medals.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we were a country that, like,
you
didn't
probably
win a
would,
lot?
though, if you were on that team.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Definitely if I were on the team. But I mean for the general population, for like people who have never watched a single goddamn, gymnastics event outside of the Olympics in their life to all of a sudden have like real strong opinions on this seems a little silly.
Here's the thing. As somebody who will gladly fucking sit down or walk on a challenge final, like I'm all for, doing whatever the hell you want and not feeling pressure to perform in any way that you don't want to. So obviously I support that. It was the thinking about her teammates and what they might feel like that gave me pause.
Yeah.
And then also that goat unitard thing, because I just felt like maybe if you were going to take the stance of, hey, we put our mental health first, maybe don't buy into that rhetoric of like, I am the greatest and that whole thing that athletes tend to do.
I feel like they can both exist.
They can if we completely redefine what they mean, but that isn't what's happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's expand the definition of GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So that's what we'll have to do now. But up until that point when she bailed, I don't think she was in that space. So maybe she's evolving and saying, you know what, screw this. And maybe she was inspired by Naomi Osaka. I don't know.
Yes, I think so too. I'm loving what's happening. And it's just great for the mental health field. Selfishly, I love when people are like, I got to take time out for my mental health.
Do you ever feel like maybe we could overcorrect?
Not in this current state. I think we have so much work to do to create a new normal. We're so behind, right? Okay. And we have to, and I feel like the pendulum has to swing real far in the other direction, where we have to become so accepting, and this has to become so normalized that people are like, I get it, you go to therapy. And then when it kind of like settles, like everything balances out a little bit more, it'll just be like normal. I think, I just feel like there should be, I feel like we should be tending to our mental health in the same way we tend to our physical health. And we have trainers for mental or physical health, and we have therapists for mental health. And I think it's the same thing. And I think you need mental, physical, emotional, all that to be balanced. Mm-hmm. And I think people are recognizing that having no balance there is not sustainable. And so, especially in the high pressure, just with how things are, with everybody being able to comment. If this were 40 years ago, it wouldn't be a thing. But it's the social media world. It's everybody just having access to people. So I think people need to. Sure. Yeah, I think it's like identity issues. I think it's boundary issues. I think it's.
That's so true. Like everything has changed.
Yes.
And everything is more tense and intense, and social media and all that stuff. And it really has made it so much harder on people in the public eye, especially athletes who are expected to perform at a level in which they could literally die if they do it wrong. Yep.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine breaking a neck? I can't.
Well, that's what I was also getting mixed messages because, yes, she said I needed to bow out and put my mental health first. But then they also kept talking about her vault and how she got the twisties and, aerial disorientation and how scary and risky that can be. And so I think it was probably all of it together. Yes, the big ball of wax. So
yep, 100%. That tank is full and she's got to I got to drain the tank, empty the tank.
But that Larry Nassar shit.
Dude.
I mean, even if it were just that.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Also, fuck that story about that fucking fencer, whoever it is, who's a sexual predator.
How in the hell did that get out in the public, first of all?
I am so mad at that.
If they're going to do that, where it's like, we have a safety plan, How?
Jesus Christ.
How is that even public information?
Golly.
That
This
is
guy
so fucked
that's
up.
so gross. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. It's racist that, like, I'm so mad about it. I'm mad that other people did not make the Olympics because of stupid things, and this guy gets in, and he is a sex offender.
Is it or alleged? I think it's alleged at the moment.
Okay.
Like, I don't think he's been
Alleged.
convicted or anything.
Convicted. Okay, alleged.
But I don't know.
I feel like on the scale of smoking weed and sexual predator
right. What
are very far away from each other.
What other crimes would we allow people to be alleged to have done
Right.
and still let them compete?
Right.
But don't smoke a doobie.
But don't smoke weed. I mean, for fuck's sake, I can't with that. And then there's other athletes who are like getting in Forbes magazine sponsorships from like CBD products. The same plant,
Yeah.
2 different kinds. Are you fucking kidding me? That's some bullshit.
It really is.
That's racism. Period.
I
hate
agree.
So
Let's wind it
I better
down.
wind things down, or else I'm
know.
gonna like.
I always wait
I'm
till
gonna feel
you're
myself
totally
heated up.
hyped up, and
Yes,
then I'm like,
that is-
and now let's wind
Whew.
it down.
I know.
We discussed your potential paramour, love, romance,
Yes,
whatever you want
that's
to call
right.
it.
I'm so excited.
Very
It's gonna be
excited.
great.
Maybe
Yep.
you have divine feminine energy now.
Yes.
Maybe that's the
Yes.
secret.
I feel like it.
And for fuck's sake, I was laughing about the goldfish in the lake thing because I was like, you know what? Because you were like, people should not be throwing their pet goldfish in the lake. And then I was like, they really shouldn't throw any pets in there. Let's just make it
Just
a
casually.
blanket.
Oh,
No pets.
that's funny.
in
No
the
pets
lake.
in lakes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
That
funny.
keeps
That's
it
a good
simple.
rule. Yeah, good rule. No pets, no bodies. No, just like don't dump. Don't dump. No dumping.
Don't dump it. And be sure to support Simone Biles
That's right.
and anyone else who makes a choice that is good
Puts
for
their
their
mental health first.
physical or mental health.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. All right, friends.
See
We
you
love you
next
so much.
time.
If you love us, and I know you do, you should definitely leave us a 5-star review.
See you next
And
time.
we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.